dawn of the century, a band of adventurers set out to prove the impossible, the existence of a prehistoric world. The visionary, the heiress, the hunter, the scientist, and the reporter, all chasing the story of a lifetime. Stranded in a savage land, befriended by an untamed beauty, together they fight to survive in this amazing world of lost civilizations and terrifying creatures, always searching for a way home, a way out of the lost world.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here with you guys. Thank you.
Yes, it's fantastic. It's actually like a dream come true. Like you said, I mean, a lot of people, I guess, you know, they watch you on screen on television, and the two of us, like on high school, you know, it's like every day running back home, and I cannot wait for this. We have this.
I love that.
What is great passion of, especially with dinosaurs and prehistoric stuff, you know, and you know, like when we saw this show, it's like, you know, like this is for us, you know. So nobody moved us from that screen, you know. We like every day, actually until now, we keep watching the episodes and.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. It's a good thing. I just want to start by saying that you still look fantastic. You don't age.
Oh. Thank you. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Oh, there we go. I think it's like one of the episodes in the last one was the one with the fountain of youth. So I think you actually did got the fountain of youth.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
I'm trying like crazy to age gracefully.
It's like fine wine, or what to say.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was just going to start also by asking maybe one of the first questions. So when you started out with acting, did you start as acting, or did you start with modeling, or was it like totally acting?
Well, good question. I started acting when I was 8 years old. My mom was working at the time, and so there was this babysitter that had 2 children, and her 2 kids were in commercials. So I was having to go with them into Los Angeles and go on their auditions and stuff all the time. And I was never really a shy child. I was super independent and friendly, and the woman suggested to my mother to get me into the business. And so she did, and I wanted to, and she got me some new pictures. And the first audition that I went on was for a National Brox candy commercial, and that got me my SAG card. So it was kind of something that was just meant to be for me.
Okay, nice. So yeah. So did you have to relocate to California, or did you grow up in California?
I'm a California girl, born and bred. Yeah. Okay. Been here my whole life. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I love it here. Yes. Although it's like 110 degrees here yesterday. So
that's nice weather for
it's a bit steamy.
Yeah, it's hot. It's totally summertime. So how was it like when you first got the part of, well, we're talking about the Lost World, but when you got the part, what was it like? I mean, the first call, how you got the part?
Well, I was back in Los Angeles, so I got out. I mean, I've always been into acting, but when I was younger, like a teenager, I was doing a lot of theatrical stuff in school. I was doing musicals and plays and that kind of thing. And then when I got out, I moved all over the place and was doing all kinds of different stuff. And then I moved back to the Los Angeles area when I was about 22. And I got myself an agent, and then a year later I booked Lost World, and I was going on so many auditions, like about 4 or 5 every single day for tons and tons of different things. And they called me in. They had been looking for this part for quite some time. They tried to cast it in Australia. They tried to cast it in Canada because it was an Australian and Canadian co-production.
Oh, I see.
So they were running out of time before shoot was gonna commence, and then they came down to Los Angeles and cast me here and paired me up with William DeVry, who played the original Ned Malone in the pilot.
Okay, yeah.
And we just had really great chemistry with one another, and I think that's what really helped get me the part too. So so yeah, and then 2 weeks later I'm in Australia and I'm 24 years old shooting a massive production.
Yeah.
So it was pretty overwhelming, and I was but you know what, I was living my dream. I was doing exactly what I set out for my life. So
is Australia like totally different than LA? I mean, weather-wise?
and the weather, no, actually, well, the weather's really tropical. On where we were shooting on the Gold Coast, which is the east coast of Australia. So it's opposite times of the year. So it's summer here and it's winter there right now. But it's very similar. The beaches are, I'd like to move back to Australia because I love the Gold Coast so much.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, we shot everything there. We had to shoot all of our jungle stuff in an actual rainforest up on a mountain called Mount Tambourine. And it was about an hour from the beach, which is where they put us up. So yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, they have like the Quicksilver Surf Pros down there. They have like, I don't think they have the F1, but the Grand Prix and stuff down there. It's a beautiful place to live. So I was really fortunate. I spent about 8 months every single year, each season, to shoot the show.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was nice, but it was constant work. It was like nothing but work. I got like 2 weeks off and every year, and I'd either be able to come back home for a couple of months in between those shootings, but we had like 2 weeks off while shooting for Christmas. And I went up to the Great Barrier Reef one year and went scuba diving. So I took advantage of being down in Australia.
Yeah, you have to, eh? Yeah. The time is now. And yeah, we saw you like really fit, so I guess you had to do a lot of training in between the shooting schedules, or like early mornings, or
Oh God, yeah. We were shooting sometimes 16 hours a day. We only had 10-hour turnarounds, which means they drop you off at home and then they're not legally allowed to pick you up for like another 10 hours. But honestly, that allows you to grab something to eat, shower, go to bed for 7 or 8 hours, and then get up and, hop back in the car. And they'd have to pick me up sometimes like at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to get to location, which was an hour away and stuff. So it was not an easy show to shoot. That's what you're asking.
You still have to find the time to learn the dialogue,
Yeah, well, the dialogue was easy. That's the easy part.
Oh, really? What?
Doing all the other stuff, being on set for so long, and well, they put us through the ringer, and it wasn't really even their fault at first. But the first year that we were shooting the first season, it rained like 90 days out of 130 that we shot.
Wow. Yeah.
So trampling through the mud and dealing with the rain, and them having to deal with trying to keep my hair look good.
Yeah, that was the story.
It was exhausting, to say the least, but we got it done.
Yeah, and also your outfit is different than theirs. It's not like the jackets and all that, so yeah, that is also challenging.
Yeah, that, and I got a lot of credit for that, because everybody knew that I was either freezing my ass off or trying to, keep myself away from the bugs. And I always had to be greased up to look good. So yeah, there was a lot that was going on with.
Yeah. And always like it seems, there's always those uncomfortable necessities that's happening during filming. But I'm also, your character, Veronica, is a very powerful and capable character. Do you have any advice for other up-and-coming female heroes? Because, I mean, you were actually almost leading the pack. I mean, those days, you didn't actually on screen have these strong female heroes.
Well, yeah, I felt like I mean, the character was written really well, to be honest with you. I don't know if you'll notice, but the pilot is much different than, you know, the seasons that we shot continually got better and better and better. And I feel like my character was able to become a stronger character. The director who did our pilot, and I want you to realize something, that I was 24 years old. This was the first really big thing that I had gotten myself involved with. And this character I saw was just really strong and capable. And he wanted me to play it more demure. And I had this internal battle, because I was trying to tell myself I should be listening to the director, but I didn't agree with him. So I don't think that it was my best performance at all at any stage of my career, because I wasn't listening to my gut. So he came on and directed some of the episodes, but I was able to transform Veronica into what I thought she should have been, which was a very strong, capable woman who had obviously been, you know, taking care of herself for quite some time since she was younger. So my advice to women who are taking on, there's so many women superhero roles, is to listen to their gut, is to, you know, listen to how they feel like that character should be played.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, so you actually brought a lot to the table, like you said, towards your character, especially for the seasons that followed. And it's almost like, it's not obviously the same, but there's a relation to the Tarzan character almost. I think I think it was the first episode where they first met Veronica and they tried to communicate, and somebody said, "Come on, man, this is not Edgar Rice Burroughs."
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
They're like, wait, Tarzan?
Friend, challenger, you. Good Lord, man, this isn't Edgar Rice Burroughs. You don't expect her to understand English, do you?
Well, my French is a little rusty, but I'm willing to give it a try.
Yeah, you know what? The writers were really clever to throw in puns like that all the time to see if a lot of the audience would catch it. Because a lot of sci-fi writers or Sir Arthur Conan Doyle fans would catch those things.
Okay, yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of things that you said you can pick up. Actually, I think it was also another episode with a young guy, with the young kid with the camera, and he something said also like, "Meet Tarzan, you Jane," or something.
Me Tarzan, you Jane.
Oh yeah. That was a really fun episode. I really enjoyed having our guest stars and other people come in, and even like if it was supposed to be from like today's world, you know, that mash up, if you will, of different worlds. That was really cool to be a part of a show like that. It reminded me so much of Star Trek. I'm a huge Trekkie. Like, I've been watching Star Trek since I was in high school, you know, with Jean-Luc Picard. I've always had a crush on him. So, you know, on that show too, they did the same thing. It was very mashup sci-fi type stuff, you know, and you could do, it's a writer's dream, you know, with something like The Lost World or Star Trek. You can do anything you want with it and get away with it.
Yeah, I think that is one of the things that worked actually for the series. It's not like a one-off thing, you know. It's a series that can have so many different, you know, storylines and characters, and so that's always interesting for the audience.
Yeah, and you know, the one thing that really, I think, and all of us agreed on, the cast and the crew, was that all of us really respected one another on set, and we all had so much fun, and we all had such great chemistry. You know, I think that when a show really comes together, because I mean, it takes so many different things for magic to happen. You know, I mean, you can have the right casting, but the director won't have the right vision, or there's not enough money to produce it the right way, or everything can be great and then they cast one person who's terrible and it ruins it for you. So we had such magic take place with, you know, not only the cast that I was involved with, but you know, all of the guest stars that came on, you know, that all of the recurring guest stars and stuff too. So we got really lucky to play
And
with some really fun people.
yeah. So the clashes between you and Marguerite, was that only on screen? It wasn't
It
real
was
life.
only on screen, yeah. Yeah, she's one of my best friends. We loved being able to pretend fight with one another.
Okay.
Because she is so the opposite of that character. She is
Oh,
one of the sweetest, nicest, kindest human beings you will ever meet on the planet. And I still try to keep in touch with her as much as possible. I went down to Australia right before the pandemic happened. And I was so grateful that I did that because I got to see her, and I hadn't seen her in about 16 years.
wow.
And I got to see a lot of other of the crew. We had a ton of girls, like all the girls from the makeup and the hair department and the wardrobe, and even some of the actors and stuff even came out to see all of us. And we had kind of a reunion. It was kind of surreal because it had been so long since we've seen each other. So
you still have contact with the other cast members, or mostly with the
I still communicate with Will, but he's all over the world, so it's hard to get a hold of him sometimes. But we still communicate. But it's pretty much just Rachel and Will that I stay in contact with. We'll have a FaceTime or something like that once or twice a year to catch up.
Both of them is still in Australia, I think. It's only
Rachel lives in Australia, yeah, with her family. And then, like I said, Will's kind of like all over the place. I don't think he's living in Australia any longer.
still the adventure, you know, still the hunter and adventure.
Yes.
Traveling the world. Yeah. How was it like to do your stunts? Yeah, do you do quite a lot of stunts yourself on the Lost World?
Well, that was part of the fun. You know,
Did like it?
I did as much as they would let me do. There was some stuff that was just too dangerous for me to do, but they also had stunt women. So do you remember Wazina and Hercules?
Oh yeah.
Those shows. So those shows were shot in New Zealand, and we were starting up production right on the tail end of when they were kind of fizzling out. So we got a lot of their actors and a lot of their stunt people and stunt coordinators on the Lost World.
Okay.
So because down in Australia, you got to understand that their entire population is only 16 million people. I live in Los Angeles where there's 16 million people. So we have like they're down in Australia, their acting pool of people isn't very big.
Yeah.
So sometimes we would recycle some of the people that we use, and especially we didn't have a massive choice of stunt doubles to play me, and that looked like me in my costume.
Yeah.
So the girls were very good, don't get me wrong, but I just wanted to do it myself, and like I said, it was fun doing it.
Yeah. More authentic also, you know.
It was authentic. I mean, I learned real quick in the first season. I did all the camera rehearsals. I did tons and tons and tons of stuff. Sorry, it's my dog. Sugar. No. But I learned really quick how exhausting it was too. So I allowed the stunt doubles to do all the camera rehearsals, and then when it came time, they would shoot me. So because I was on set for so long, I'd be exhausted if I was doing all the camera rehearsals as well as shooting my stuff over and over and over and over again. And you have to remember, we shot in film. So they had to check the gate, make sure that we got it right. And sometimes the film was graded wrong. They didn't get the shot. There was a hair in the gate. So we'd have to go back sometimes and shoot entire scenes all over again. Like a day or two later. So yeah, we wouldn't be very happy about that.
Yeah, exciting stuff. So do you have anything else in the pipeline? Are you working on something new or any new projects?
Well, I actually just shot a film on Sunday. One of my girlfriends, Danny Nicolette, she's on The Flash, and she just wrote a short, and she asked me to be a part of it. So I just shot that on Sunday, and I think that's going to be coming out. And we literally just finished. So That's going to be, I think, going to a few film festivals probably next year, probably early next year. Yeah. And then I'm writing a bunch of stuff. I'm constantly writing. And I'm developing a ton of content for my new platform on OnlyFans. And I'm so busy all the time. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So I've always got stuff going on, but I will always let everybody know what's going on. And yeah. So.
And so the one thing I think a lot of people is talking about is season 4 that has been cancelled. I mean, when the third one finished, I was like, damn, where's the next one?
I know. Well, we were picked up for seasons 4 and 5, and they were there's an arc of the storyline. They have all of the episodes not completely written, but they have them summarized of what would have happened in every episode for seasons 4 and 5. Oh, yeah. And this is, I get this question all the time, because it was supposed to continue, and then the show just stopped because it said to be continued. So yeah. There was, with our production companies, there was somebody up in Canada in Telescene that was doing some pretty naughty things financially, and the show got shut down. We have to get that take it down. Well, it sucked for me too, because I moved over to Australia. I moved my entire household to Australia, thinking that the show was going to continue because that's what we were told. Yeah. And so I lived over there for like another 8-9 months without working. And then, you know, money starts to dwindle and I need to come back to work. So I moved back to Los Angeles after that.
Yes. So do you think if the story picks up, you know, if people want to continue, do you think the cast will return, or probably depends on the story?
I would hope so. I would hope so. I've put some polls out there with people because this is such a big issue. Like, so many people who love the show were really left hanging, and there's like no finish with it. They're like, what happened? It's like going halfway through a book and then, you know, half the book is torn out. So yeah, well, I would like the show to come back. I mean, I've got my own ideas about what would have happened, and I don't know if it would necessarily be where we would still be in the Lost World plateau where there would be dinosaurs, because if you guys remember, in the very last episode, everything imploded. Yeah. Right? And all of us went to different dimensions. Yeah. So I think what I would want is it would be 20 years later, and we'd all be in different dimensions, but we would continually be searching for one another. So there's still that same dynamic of us always wanting to be together, and somehow be home with one another.
Yeah. Actually, exactly this, what you just said now, I actually wrote this, like, everybody's in their own place, like time, you know, pass by, and then they sort of like reunite after a certain time period. So yeah,
exactly.
I think there's still a lot of talk, you know, a lot of people be talking about it all. I mean, obviously all the fan groups, everybody wants the show to come back, and I mean, obviously you still have a big following, so everybody is actually still hoping for any possibility of having the show.
Well, this is the thing. I have been in contact with a couple of our producers have passed away, the ones who were involved with the show down in Australia. Okay. I've talked to the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle estate. I've talked to so many other producers who I'm trying to figure out who actually has the rights to the show, because what I would like to do, and I haven't told anybody this, is what I would like to do, because there's so much fan buildup. I want the fans to be involved in producing the show. Oh, wow. I would like to get the rights to the show and really see what the fans want from it, and to do kind of like a crowd fund where everybody, you know, says, yeah, let's put $100 in. Let's put this much in. Let's put $1,000 in, so that we can make this show what we want it to be. Yeah, let's make it happen, you know? And finish it.
I got a great idea. We have to get Marguerite, because somehow she has unlimited funds.
Like, there you go. See, I love that.
Unlimited funds somewhere. Yeah?
I love that idea. I do. I like it a lot.
Some of the gemstones or diamonds we get to sell. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, we should make it happen somehow. But
I would like to see that happen. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I'd like to get everybody back together, you know. I mean, I know that I think everybody would, because I've heard this from, like I said, not only the cast, but from so many of the crew and the directors, that it was the one show that they wish would come back so that they can work on it again, because it was so much fun I mean, we worked so hard, but it was the time of our life as well.
Yeah.
You know, it was
It was
so,
experience, yes. It's like
yeah,
a big family. It's like everybody does understand each other. So yeah,
it was.
I think
Yeah.
if there's one person to make it happen, it's you.
Well, that's what everybody keeps telling me, and I'm trying, man. I'm
Just keep
trying.
trying. It will happen. It will happen. Yeah, we will help you.
All right, let's do it. I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, no, we're gonna start fundraisers. We also gonna relocate to Los Angeles. We're gonna meet up with people, and we're gonna start fundraising. And
I like that idea. I
yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
It takes a village, right?
Yeah, it does. Jennifer, we just have a normal a quiz thing going on, just a short one.
Okay.
It's it's very difficult questions, but you don't have to answer all of them. All right. So it's more like a yes or no question. So you only have to choose one of the two.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Ding ding. Spaghetti or pasta?
Pasta.
Okay. White wine or red wine?
They're both pastas, aren't they?
Yeah, it's very close.
Red wine. Red wine.
Red wine. Okay. Oh, this is a difficult one. Pizza or barbecue?
Barbecue.
Yeah, there we go. We got a brownie. Yeah. Cats or dogs? I think
Dogs.
I just saw one.
Dogs.
Yeah, we just saw a dog there.
Yeah, Sugar's back here. Sugar, come here.
Sugar. Yes, there we go.
That's a Sugar.
Here we go. Yes, that is the showstopper. There we go.
She's like,
hi, Sugar. Welcome to the show.
Sugar.
She looks a bit shy. All right, well, there we go. Dogs.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, one more. A movie or TV series?
Oh boy. Lately TV series, because I like to stream. I really like TV shows because they really allow the character development to come out. Sometimes when you watch a movie, it's like you want more, you know, but that being said, it depends on if it's a sequel. Like, did you guys see the new Maverick that just came out? The new Top Gun?
Top Gun. Yes, Oscar winning performance.
Amazing, right? Amazing. You're like, oh my God, it's such a good feel-good movie.
Yeah.
But now I think just because of COVID and being in the house, I really enjoy streaming. So I really enjoy watching something where I can watch 8 episodes or 10 episodes in a row, you know.
Yeah. I think TV is taking over the movies now.
It is.
Streaming is totally the thing these days. That's why we need to do Lost World. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. There you go. And all right, just a few favorites. What is your favorite color?
Turquoise.
Turquoise. There you go. That's interesting. That's a new one. That's a new one. And what is your favorite food?
My favorite food. I have a lot. I'm a big foodie. Lord Almighty. Do I have to have just one? I really love seafood. So I really like sushi, seafood. I love barbecue. I just got a barbecue at my place. I try to use it as much as possible. But I was raised on steak and potatoes. Like, you know, real American steak and potatoes.
There you go. Yeah.
So I try not to eat too much red meat anymore, but I'd probably say just seafood if I have to pick a favorite.
Oh, very nice. And the last one. So what is your favorite series, TV series, streaming or series?
My favorite series. Oh my God, there's so many of them right now. Lately, what have I been watching? Well, we're totally into Cobra Kai right now. because the fourth one just came out.
Yeah.
So because I'm a big, I loved Karate Kid growing up. So I like nostalgic stuff like that. That's why I would love it if our show came back, I mean,
we'll watch it again.
can you imagine if all of us came back 20 years later, the show would be
Wow.
huge.
That's the biggest hit ever. Yeah, it will be.
So my show, that's my favorite.
Yeah, there you go. That's full marks, 100. Yeah.
But I mean, gosh, there's so many shows that are out right now. I'm, because of the stuff that I've been writing, I've been watching a lot of Westerns and been watching SEAL Team, which I really like. That's on CBS.
And Yellowstone.
Yellowstone is phenomenal. I love, yeah. And 1883, did you guys see the tail end of, it's a spin-off. Well, it's not a spin-off, but it's like the before Yellowstone. Yeah, both of those. I mean, Taylor Sheridan, who is the writer, director, producer, he's unreal. I don't know how the man has time to do that much. He's brilliant. So yeah, anything that Taylor Sheridan does.
Anything. Oh, there we go. I think the new one he's working on is with Sylvester Stallone, that Tulsa King or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a mafia Yellowstone kind of thing.
With Stallone?
Yeah. Stallone is playing the new. Tulsa King. Tulsa King.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to research that. Okay.
Yeah, go Google that. But talking about the Western, on the last one, you guys also had the Western episode.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes. Everybody always asks me, what my favorite episode is. And I'm like, well, we shot 66 episodes. Yeah. And there were so many different ones. I really liked, and I think everybody else did too. We really liked playing other characters. So we really loved doing stuff like the Western episode because we still got to act with the same people, but we were different people. We were playing different characters. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, and I actually got to have clothes on my body.
Real cowgirl. Maybe if you can pitch that to Yellowstone, maybe you get the next part in Yellowstone.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. God dang, I'd love to work with him. Yeah.
That's amazing, fantastic. Jennifer, I think that is probably it. We just want to, by saying thanks, we just want to say that we're going to send you a trophy, a statue, and also a certificate for being on the show.
Oh, you are very kind. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You guys don't have to do that.
It's really a big deal, for us, and having you on the show. I mean, it's like a whole legacy of the Lost World, and it was also a big inspiration to us. I mean, a lot of people probably say the same thing, but well, we started when we were in high school, and it was a big thing getting to school. We were always looking forward to that next episode, and really, it's a lot of. I think it inspired a lot of people just to get by the normal daily life.
I have gotten a lot of really heartfelt fan mail from people. Either I got a letter from a father who was thanking me because it was he was in the hospital with his son who happened to be dying, and they would watch my show, and it just because there was a long time ago I was really questioning why do I want to do this? Why do I want to be an actress? Why do I want to, put myself through all of this? And it's for stuff like that, for people who I can inspire in some way, or even if they need to watch my show or watch me perform, if it helps them get away from the hustle and bustle of daily life and allow them to relax and forget about things for a little while, then that's what I'm here for. And that truly made me happy.
Yeah, so that little time of escape. So I think it might not even actually just show, or people might not even talk about it, but I think unknowingly so many people is inspired by performances like yours, because everybody's fighting their own battle, and you don't actually know on that day.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's like what you just said. That's one of the things why Veronica resonated with so many people, because she was fighting this battle of being alone, and looking for her family, but then she was torn with the family that she has right now and that kind of thing. So, you know, all in all together, it was a good heartfelt show that, you know, a 5-year-old could watch to an 85-year-old could watch. So
that's the thing, you know. Everybody can watch it.
yeah. Yeah, we need more shows like that on TV. You know, I think we need good heartfelt shows that give people hope.
Yeah, we agree totally.
Yeah.
But okay, Jennifer, thanks a lot, and we will be
You're
coming
welcome.
next month. We will be coming to Los Angeles next month for a fundraiser to get the Lost World back on track.
Okay, you guys are on a mission.
Yeah.
I'll see you next year then. Okay,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
keep in touch with me.
Yeah,
I'd love to
yeah.
hear your ideas for the show, and
Okay.
you guys can totally keep in touch with me. I'd love to hear back from you.
Okay, sure. I just want to say, it's like a dream come true, but not completely, because I still need to meet you in person. But I mean, I'm halfway there. It's a start, and it's a good start. But it's
Well, where are you guys? Where exactly are you guys?
we're currently in Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh, well, I've never been there. I hear it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. But a few months ago we were in LA. We were doing a big show, a Tarzan documentary, actually.
Okay.
We met up with producers because apparently, you know, Hollywood's going to make a new Tarzan movie, and we met up with 2 producers. And we also met up with, we met up with an agent. I don't want to say everything on air, but we met up with an agent, and they want to sign us up. So we're also going to relocate to Los Angeles before the end of this year, and you know, to further acting career.
That's great. Well, let me know when you guys are in town.
Yeah, we will definitely. But we'll do a Tarzan and dell, and then you will definitely hear about it. Yeah. But Jennifer, thank you so much for your inspiration on film, and also now I realize, you know, it's always nice to have someone to, you know, to look up to, and to, you know, be a better person, you know, at the end of the day. So that's also inspiring.
Oh, thank you very much. That means the world to me. Thank you very much, you guys. I really appreciate all of your kind words. That means a lot.
Okay, Jennifer, have a nice day. Thanks for being on the show.
Okay, you too. All right, take care. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye. Bye.